Here was Samir Chantre, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt with multiple championships in St Ceres, California at the grand opening of his gym. How old were you when you started competing?
I started training Jiu-Jitsu I was 9, but the first time I competed I was 11. It was a little bit, 10 to 11, yeah. It was a small tournament in Brazil. Copa Company was 1999.
What convinced you that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was something you wanted to do the rest of your life?
Just the passion, the passion that I had when I first started, and that keeps me going until now. I was dedicating a lot of time for it when I was young, but then a lot of things came up. I started having to go to school, to work, but I think the passion that I feel for Jiu-Jitsu, it really motivated me the most. Really, it was like something that really said, that's what you gotta do.
Who would you say has been your biggest supporter in your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu career?
I think my family that supported my attitude on moving to America, leaving the country, and leaving everything there to come here and dedicating my life to Jiu-Jitsu.
What would you say is the most important part of training?
The most important training, I would say, is training. It's go there. It's mat time. It's no more than that. It's mat time. You gotta spend time on the mat. Spend time learning techniques, drilling and training. I think if you are on the mat, you are gonna be doing something productive. So it's either doing the technique or training. You're gonna get something out of it. So a lot of people say drilling is the most important thing. Some people say sparring is the most important thing. I would say whatever you're doing on the mat. So if you're training, if you're teaching, if you're sparring, if you're drilling, I think everything you're gonna be getting a lot out of it.
What would you say is your most memorable match?
There are some good matches, to be honest, that I consider really important to me. One of them is against last year's world champion Gabriel Moraes. He had beat me before, and then I went there and I was able to beat him in the Worlds 2011. Then one of my matches against Carlos Esquisito, it's another guy that beat me in the past in 2009, and I was able to beat him in the semifinals of the Worlds No Gi this year. So there are a lot of matches that, against Barry Yoshida too, another guy that had beat me before, Worlds Finals 2009, and I was able to beat him in the following year, 2010, in the American Nationals. So I have some fights that are really memorable for me, that I consider a lot.
Now that you have your own gym, will you be competing as much as you would have in the past?
Yes, I have my students that are also my training partners, so I'll be teaching and training with them all the time. And my friends, my family from CTA, my friends, Queixinho, Caio, Vitor, Flavio, Milton, all those guys. We are still training our competition training, so that's not gonna change. So I'll train my students, I'll train my training partners. So I'm still gonna be competing because I teach only weekdays, so I'll be able to go for tournaments on the weekend. So I'm really looking forward for this year.
Is there any advice you would give someone thinking of joining the sport?
Yes, Jiu-Jitsu is not only a sport, it's a way of life. So if you join, you're gonna see change in your whole life. You're gonna see changes in your health, in your body, in your mind, the way that you walk, the way that you treat people, the way that the respect, so everything. So it's not only sport. So join, that you're gonna see the difference.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.